It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here. Welcome, everybody. We have the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great, in some minds, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the New York Knicks. For New York, this is their first time playing this squad so far this season. Last year, they had a winning record against them, going 2-1. And Detroit last season shot up in the standings, largely due to their improvements on the defensive end. Shaq, how'd they do it?
Well, Stan Van Gundy is a guy who knows how to coach defense. I played for him in Miami before he was fired. They play well as a unit, and they're sharp with the help defense.
Did he turn you into a defensive force?
No. I'm not known for my defense, Ernie.
What are you known for?
Prolific MF scoring.
What's MF again?
Most frequently.
Oh, okay, got you. But I tell you, one thing about them is that they don't have many weak defenders. So what they do is they switch everything. So you make a pick, they switch. One guard can guard the four guy. The four guy can guard the one guard. So everyone switches on it. That makes it a lot easier to have a defensive concept.
Looks like both teams are ready to tip this thing off. Let's get it to Kevin Harlan.
Don't switch the channel.
Don't switch everything.
Greetings, everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. The New York Knicks come into this one after a win against the Memphis Grizzlies.
And the thing I took away from that one was just how valuable their guys coming off the bench were.
That second unit came in ready to do damage, and it was at crucial points in the game. They lit it up.
And it's the Pistons to start out. And now the New York Knicks starters. Melo and Porzingis, the two stars at the forward spots. Derrick Rose is out there with Lee. And it's Noah in at the center. Jackson misses. Knicks on offense.
And, you know, if you ask any great player what separates good from great in terms of the NBA is confidence. And Reggie Jackson has never been short on having confidence. I mean, he feels as if he's been a star ever since he came into this league and just needed the opportunity. And I tell you what, I think he's right. I mean, he's made the most of it coming over to Detroit and did not skip a beat. And I tell you what, Stan Van Gundy is very happy to have him at the helm of that point guard position.
Lure. That one rolling around and rims out. Lee kicks to Anthony. And stolen by Drummond. Fast break Detroit. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
No doubt that is within his range.
I think that's exactly what you're looking for on the break. Finish right at the rim.
And when you think about Reggie Jackson's demeanor, you can see the confidence he plays with goes right at the taller players. Loves to be challenged by the big name players, too.
And it shows most in the fourth quarter. Reggie is the kind of player who wants the ball with the game on the line. He might not always come through, but he isn't one to back down from a challenge.
Now here's Jackson following the miss by Porzingis. Shot clock at 6. Jackson against Rose. Jackson misses.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Here's Anthony. Here's Rose. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Reggie Jackson.
And for Derrick Rose, the question will be how much of his MVP level of play from 2011 can he recover? You'd love to see him return to that form.
That one is no good.
And the one thing about Rose is that, he can still get up for the big matchups. Whenever he faces another great point guard, he seems to play at his best level and loves to push himself and is willing to step up to the challenge. Let's just hope that he can eventually get back to that all-star caliber presence he had just a few years ago.
Now here's Jackson. 29 points for him last game against Milwaukee. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Knicks have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Rose kicks to Anthony. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Jackson's got the ball. And here's Rose. And with Rose and his injuries, it's not easy for him to put in a work day every day. But as you said, he can light it up on the big stage.
And that is why he's such a threat. Even with his numbers being somewhat diminished, Rose knows what it takes to be a successful player at the highest level. You only wish he wasn't robbed of so much of his game due to injuries.
The drive by Noah. The 10-footer. And he nails the jumper. Here's Jackson. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Caldwell Pope against Lee. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Rose with the double team. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Lure gets it to go. Here's Rose. Pass to Porzingis. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And yes, it's good.
Oh, nice play there. Kristaps making his presence felt on the interior.
Here's Lure, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, Doris, you've continuously been a leader when it comes to sports broadcasting, especially for men's basketball. Tell us a bit how being in such a tremendous role has affected your career, how you've handled it all.
You know, think about how lucky I've been. Since I've been 7 years old, Kevin, I've played the game, coached the game, or now broadcast the game. It's truly, since I've been 7, shaped everything I do in life. It's amazing.
And I'm sure they've each helped you separately. Like playing gives you a certain coaching the same way.
No question.
As you go through it.
Yeah, you know, I've often said playing the point guard position is the perfect position to attack broadcasting from, right? Because a point guard's responsible not just for that position, but the other 4 on the floor. And then coaching, sure, you know, the heartbreak, the competitiveness, all the things that you pour your heart and soul in. But seriously, how lucky am I?
Well, you've got such respect from the viewers, from the listeners. It comes out every time you say something.
Thanks, Kevin.
Detroit, no good that time either.
The defense, fortunate that he didn't burn them there. You'd have to think he wouldn't miss that again.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with Stan Van Gundy for a minute. He told me this is a fun night trying to slow down a team that's so smart and opportunistic. He said, look, we've scouted them, but this is the first time we've actually seen them this season. So it will be interesting to see if we can disrupt their offense and slow them down just a little bit. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, Dave, thanks. Well, guys, you think they'll be able to make that strategy work for them?
You know, they're a very high percentage shooting team, so he's right to focus on playing the tight D. As for whether it'll work, we'll see.
You know, defending in isolation won't work. We know that. Guys have to be on a string, rotating quickly. It has to be a team effort.
Detroit's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And there's the pass to Caldwell Pope. Thomas against Morris. Back to Harris. Fires for 3. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
Yeah, a moment now to see the numbers for Morris. How he did last season. Put up about 14 points per, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
Pistons have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. To the inside. And O'Quinn sends it back.
Just such nice timing by O'Quinn on that block.
That's in there. Thomas with the assist.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Brandon Jennings gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Detroit. So it's the Pistons now. They trail by 1. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Knicks have gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Here's Jennings. Another shot. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. The Knicks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Both free throws good from Holiday. 8 seconds left to play here in the first. Smith dishes to Harris. Excellent D from Thomas. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here.
Rëgjej, e
It
shtrapi.
looks like they are
Oh,
going to review
Dio.
the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
Yeah, it's hard to tell on that one. And so
Nee es skaitīja. Es iemetu ar. Es pat biju savā laukuma pusē. Ej, galīgi.
And
What the hell?
And some tough time for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this franchise.
They pulled all the strings to get me here, and I wanted
Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff.
O, ne, ieskaitīja.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
just the way they've been able to pound that backboard. I think that's been the difference.
Yeah, I think clearly they came in on a mission, and that mission was to own the glass, and that's what's got them ahead in this game.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Detroit, Reggie Jackson out there with Johnson. Then there's Harris. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Baines in at the power forward position.
You know, his whole career from Syracuse to the NBA, Melo has always been dynamite in the mid-range. Well, you can look back on the storied history of the New York Knickerbockers. A lot of huge moments for the franchise. I guess if I'd have to pick one or two moments that define my memories, Willis Reed certainly coming out of the tunnel. That's something you hear from generation to generation. And then obviously the drafting of Patrick Ewing.
Jackson against Rose. Johnson, the pass to Drummond. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot two.
Clearly a foul. Well, I tell you what, it didn't take long for everyone to recognize that Andre Drummond was going to be a dominant rebounder in this league. He just inhales everything within his reach out on the floor. And then he's got that great blend of length and strength to get after every miss. Incredible feet and hands to go along with that. And this is a guy that just has superstar written all over him.
Rose against Jackson. Stolen by Noah. Outside Anthony. Puts it up from 15. And the Knicks good for two. And it's hard to stop talking about Drummond. The rebounding, of course, helps him get the easy points. When it comes on the offensive end of the court, Greg, a terrific offensive rebound.
It's almost like a feedback loop with him. I mean, you get an offensive board, he gets an easy score. He starts getting on a roll, and then the next thing you know, he's blowing up for a 20-20 game.
You know, looked like there, guys, he just sort of wasn't paying attention to the play, his surroundings. Those can be costly mistakes depending on the game situation.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Pistons raised a few eyebrows when they took Stanley Johnson with the 8th pick overall in 2015. Now, he's a great, great athlete, but some thought there were better basketball prospects available. Stan Van Gundy says what you got to bank on is a player's work ethic and commitment to being great. There's just something about him. He is a great, great competitor. Kevin?
And he's built like a tank. TA, thanks. Thank you very much. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Stolen by Noah. Oh, and here he comes. Noah all alone. Rose gets the bucket.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Jackson against Rose. Stolen by Rose. Fires top of the key. And again, it's New York.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Now you think about Jeff Hornacek's reputation as a coach. He runs a modern offense, likes to get his guys out and running in transition, and he's going to spread the floor with players that can drive and shoot and have no problem letting it fly from deep. That's fun.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Pistons trailed by 10, and now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
Started.
Oj, Sardziva.
I think you still hold one of the top spots for all-time assists at Providence. Who do you think is the best
Pistonien problem.
right now dishing out assists in the NBA?
I think that the guy who has the most complete command of the position right now is Chris Paul. The ball's on a string. He seems to make every right decision, willing to score it when he has to, Kevin, but you know his primary thought process is, who can I get the ball to fastest? DJ, Blake, JJ Redick, you name it, Chris Paul.
When you were at the top of your game, when these guys are at the top of their game, is everything in slow motion? Is that when you know you've hit that stride as a point guard that you want to have?
I don't think there's any question. And one of the ways you get there is you watch a ton of film as a point guard, because the game slows down on film. Your options open right before your eyes, so that when you step back between the lines, Kevin, now you have an understanding the game is moving slower. It's a great point by you.
Offensive rebound. Here's O'Quinn. Down it goes. His third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And Justin Holiday picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Holiday against Caldwell Pope. And O'Quinn sends it back. And they're able to recover. Morris, no good.
Really tough for this group right now, trying anything to stop the run.
Well, that's the danger. Very hard to get the momentum back once it's shifted.
Scooped up. Noah got a piece of it. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Thomas. Stolen by Moore. Caldwell Pope against Howard. Teardrop shot. Knocks it loose. New York with the ball. They're on a 20-7 run. Pulls up, and it comes off the front of the rim.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
He knows it. He just got locked into scoring mode and couldn't get out of it.
Sinks the three-pointer.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Jennings kicks to Thomas. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Holiday. Another miss by Holiday.
You know, it's been hard for him to find the range this quarter, but I do like his aggressiveness.
Morris dishes to Caldwell Pope. Screen by Smith. And the wide open shot from Morris. Again the miss by Morris. The Knicks leading by 11. Here's Jennings. Noah kicks to Holiday. There's the three. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Holiday's got 5 points in the quarter. 8 seconds left to play in the first half. The layup missed.
All the credit goes to the defense, preventing a terrific finisher like that from throwing it down.
And so that's the end of the first half. Knicks lead by 14. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Carmelo, you got some real numbers off the bench in the first half. How important is that contribution to the team?
Well, I mean, we always believe.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Melo and Porzingis, the 2 stars at the forward spots. Lee out there with Rose. And it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Hard to believe that a player as talented as Drummond slipped to number 9 in the draft, but that's what happened to him. You knew the potential was there, and you know what? He's lived up to what he can do.
Yeah, and I remember
Espanjam nebija tūmā.
he was just too raw coming into the NBA. Always had an NBA-ready body, and he is physically imposing at times. But credit him for working hard to play to his strengths. It's why he's developed into a star.
And one thing the Pistons have been doing in recent times is honoring the members of the 2004 championship team. Retired several numbers, and rightly so. You know, Gray, that team was special.
And that 2004 had a great cast of characters, many of whom found a rebirth with the Pistons. That team helped continue the us against the world feeling that the franchise had in the Bad Boys era. Hard to express just how much that team meant to the city of Detroit.
And pushing it up, here's New York. Anthony leading the charge. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And a guy who's averaged as many as 7 free throws a game in his career, Rose knows how to get to the line.
Guys, I've spent a lot of time covering the Knicks, and I think the passion of this fan base is not to be underestimated. Even through some lean years, the arena stays packed. They're thirsting for a winner.
Rose against Jackson. Pass to Drummond. The shot will not fall. So New York will take it the other way. And Doris, when you take a look at the Knicks, what do they need to do to get back into the upper echelon of the league?
Well, to me, Kevin, it's the formula that every successful franchise uses. You begin at the ownership level, and then you work your way down from the GM to the president. You've got to have consistent quality leadership. I think you've got to start to allow Kristaps Porzingis to become more and more a part of your future. Build around that young, talented star while still taking advantage of Carmelo. It's ironic. As he continues to search for his rhythm, they continue to stay in the lead.
Jackson has the open look. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. 8 points for Reggie Jackson. New York leading by 12. Rose kicks it to Noah, and stolen by Drummond. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Caldwell Pope's got 9.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
You know, true. He got to the spot where there was nothing a defender could do to stop him.
Out to Lee. From beyond the arc. Good on the 3-point shot. Lee's got his second basket.
And Rose, an explosive scorer, but he's always been a very capable passer at the point.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Well, from a broadcasting perspective, Doris, just how global has the game of basketball grown with advances in the accessibility of the games being played?
You know what I marvel at is how the next generation consumes sports content. Live sports are still what the viewer wants, but you'll see so many people watching on mobile devices, right? Small tablets, phones. It's incredible to me how different our business is, Kevin. News is now not broken in a newspaper story. News is broken on social media.
And don't you think, Doris, it's promoted that way too, because owners in this league that are very in tune with the tech side of the business?
Many of them are businessmen and have succeeded because they've been visionaries in their field, and certainly they want to know, how is our content getting to that next generation?
Good point. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, as you know, things could have turned out a lot differently for Stan Van Gundy. He was the favorite for the coaching vacancy in Golden State in 2014, but in the end, the Pistons owner gave him the chance to coach and run the front office, and that led him to Detroit. The Warriors went on to win the title that season, but Van Gundy insists, if I had to do it over again, this is exactly where I'd want to be. Kevin, he can build this team exactly as he wants.
Thanks, DA, and after some tough exits in Miami and Orlando, this time he holds the cards. New York, no good that time either.
Boy, clear breakdown on defense. They're fortunate that he didn't make them pay.
Johnson goes in, got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. A different look here for Detroit. Marjanovic checked in for Drummond, and it's Ish Smith in for Stanley Johnson. And then for New York, Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Anthony. Justin Holiday comes in for Courtney Lee, and it's Jennings in for Rose. Full 24-second shot clock. There's the pick. Jackson kicks to Marjanovic. The lead now in single digits. Marjanovic has got his second basket of the night.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Passes it to Hernan Gomez. But they'll get another chance.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
And the basket by Thomas.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
Pistons trail by 11. Smith drawn the double team. And Baines kicks to Smith. They get a hand on it. Jennings drives in, and he banks in the layup. Jennings has got 5 points so far. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Kicks to Baines. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists tonight.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them. And you look back on the Pistons, and whenever that group has had success as a franchise, it's always driven by a team-oriented concept. I mean, yeah, they've had stars, Isaiah Thomas, Chauncey Billups, but at the heart of all their title runs was a group of 5 guys that just played for each other.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Aaron Baines. And then for New York, Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Thomas. And Lee's subbed in for Justin Holiday. Right wing, releases from 15. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. He's got 6. And thinking about the Pistons and their history of winning with pure team basketball, Greg, you can see that this is what this group is always striving for.
And Kevin, this group right now reminds you a little bit of those Pistons teams of the past. I mean, they're founded on defense. They got that tough mentality in the paint. You've got to be excited about this roster they've assembled here in Detroit. Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Lee with the steal. Tries to save it, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. Here's Jennings, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Jennings has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Tipped away. And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Knicks out front. They lead by 13. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy.
We got to keep closing now. We can't just give guys shots, pull to the ball, get our rotations. Let's go.
Well, you can't allow open shots and expect to play for Stan Van Gundy. He'll yank you out of there, guys, quickly.
Yeah, I mean, all 5 guys need to talk to each other, help each other defensively, and if just one guy slacks off, it's really easy for your defense to break down.
And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. They've got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Andre Drummond is out there with John Lure. Then there's Ish Smith, and it's Morris in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Detroit right now. And the foul called on Porzingis. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Dishes it to Lure. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here.
Sometimes even the simplest things are ruined, but they've got to be frustrated with that turnover.
Here's Smith. Lock at 6. Porzingis with the steal. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
That's an example of the release point being so high the defender has no options. You just don't see that many players Porzingis' size, 7'2", 7'3", who can stroke the jumper the way he can. You know, what's interesting about Porzingis is, yes, was there an adjustment period in terms of his NBA career? No question. But he had a very good grasp of the culture when he came over, and he loves the American lifestyle. He's got the slang down. He's a very outgoing guy.
Knicks on defense. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points.
Yeah, this is when Melo's at his best, when he's active on both ends of the floor.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Oh, since the break, his efficiency has gone up a notch, looking really polished now.
And the culture shift for a lot of players coming from overseas, Doris, can just be an added task. But for Porzingis, might have made things easier.
I just love how Porzingis approaches everything, and he fits right in with what the fans want to hear. There's a confidence and a brashness that he plays with that quickly had fans flocking to him. You know, he's got the perfect personality and embraces the culture of sport. So it's hard to think that he won't be a beloved player for all of his playing days.
There's Rose with the 3. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 6th rebound on the night.
You know, he clearly hasn't been as sharp as usual, but they're still scoring as a team.
And he gets it to go.
Well, you really have to be feeling it to go with the teardrop. That is not as easy as that looked.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. Porzingis. New York, no good that time either. Pistons trail by 12. Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. And Lure gets it to go.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Anthony's shot is off.
Sometimes you've got to get right in the shooter's grill to bother him, and that's what they did to him.
Caldwell Pope with it, and Jennings picks him up defensively. And Brandon Jennings gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
The Pistons making a change here. Jackson's checked in.
You know, one thing about Melo that goes overlooked so often is just how aware he is on the offensive end. He does a great job with positioning and finds space on his own. Just such a natural feel for the flow of the game that he has that few others share.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Stan Van Gundy as he talked with his team. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now. Or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
That free throw, no good. And that aspect that Melo has to know exactly where everyone is on the floor, Doris, that's something that you just can't teach.
Oh, Kevin, you're 100% right. You can't teach it. And it's a skill that makes life so much easier on the offensive end. You know, it allows Melo to see all the angles of the play before it happens, knowing exactly where to put a pass or when his teammate will pop open. You know, and it's all those little things that go into making him such a great scorer for so much of his career.
Nice shot by Porzingis.
This is where the respect you have for Porzingis' ability to drive is when he can pull up for that jumper and become a real handful.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. Rebound by Rose.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Got that bucket in no time at all. And it's a 12-point Knicks lead.
Well, there's no question about why they're up. His accuracy has been phenomenal tonight.
Jackson passes to Drummond. Knocked away. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now here's Noah, the fast break opportunity. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Well, the glory days for the Knicks back in the early 70s, 1970 and 73 to be exact. The franchise's 2 NBA championships. Who can ever forget?
Lee's checked in for Brandon Jennings. Jackson dishes to Caldwell Pope. It's stolen by Rose. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
Oh, man, you just hate to see something like that.
Boy, injuries, you know, they can change the complexion of a matchup, sometimes an entire season.
And the Knicks making a change here. Jennings is checked in, and Detroit with a change here, too. Harris is checked in. No good from Lee. And what a great team that was. Doris, that roster for the Knicks in the early 70s. Wow.
Wow, you're right, Kevin. Dick Barnett, Bill Bradley, Dave DeBusschere, Willis Reed, and of course, Walt Frazier. All fixtures on both title runs. It was a deep team, and they worked beautifully together.
And he can't make the second free throw either. Listen both. The high post shot. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Noah's got his 3rd assist on the night.
You just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
This is as close to a done deal as you can get.
The dish now to Lure. Back to Caldwell Pope. Looking to end the run. And Drummond kicks to Jackson. It's good from long range.
Even double team. He had the vision to see the open man.
New York leading by 14. Lee outside. He can't get that one to fall.
I thought for sure he would hit that shot, but his release didn't look good.
Jackson kicks to Harris. Tipped away. Taken away by Anthony. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Knicks.
2 great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
They can chalk this one up, but these 2 teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over. And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up. And that was the case tonight for Joakim Noah.
What a joy to watch when he's got this sort of game going on. He was everywhere. Defensively, offensively, his teammates fed off that energy all game long.
Ill-advised shot there.
You know, I really expected him to swing that one back around.
Here's Marjanovic. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
The free throw drops from Marjanovic. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Detroit. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
The dive for the ball. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here.
Easy peasy.
We've got 28 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
I thought for sure he would hit that shot, but his release didn't look good.
And Justin Holiday picks up the foul. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. The first free throw is good. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Here's Kuzminskis. Chalk up 2 there.
And you can hear the disappointment in the crowd tonight. But we saw a team that was just ready to do battle in this arena. They clearly wanted this road.
And on the
road, they knew they might have to work a little harder. You could see it coming, even in warm-ups, that they would be giving maximum effort.
He misses the free throw.
Čals pārāk traki. Nobesījies par to, ka ne zaudēs.
And the second free throw, good. Nine seconds left in the 4th quarter. D2 from Jennings. Smith with the defensive effort. Missed. So no problem for New York as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to
No
do.
può
Take the
vinna.
crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, Carmelo, congrats on the win. What was the focus and what was the team's effort level tonight?
We willed our way to this one. We took our time, executed. We stayed composed, and that's something we've been doing, the past 3 games, just keeping our composure and just finishing games.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now